Hi and welcome. Today I want to ask Spirit for some guidance for where we are on our ascension path and spiritual awakening journey. I have been trying to record this video, and I usually, when things go wrong, I take it as a sign that to go slow, or there's something I'm not seeing, or not to do it right now. But I really feel like I need to get this message out. And I think that is a message that there may be things that you feel needs to be done. You feel it in your soul. Your spirit is moving you to do it, but there might be obstacles and distractions and outside noise, interference. But I feel like it is a time where we need to persevere with the things that we have been deeply moved and deeply guided to do that seems deeply meaningful to us. I often take when things go wrong as a sign that maybe that's not the right thing to do. But it's a good idea to use discernment to tap in, because some things are meant to be abandoned, some things are meant to be stopped and not continued, some things are blocked because it's not for us. But in this instance, there may be something that comes to your awareness right now, hearing this message, that you need to persevere with. And you almost need to stand up and not let anything get in the way of it. I don't always give that message, and I don't always take that message for myself. Usually I would slow down. Usually that's the message I would give, is slow down. There's no rush. You maybe need to try a different angle, or research some more, or get clearer. Or maybe it's not the thing to do. But in this instance, it feels like there is something that must be done, because that's how I felt with this message. So the first card is the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. I'm hearing helicopters right now. And when I hear that, it's usually a shift in the energy. It's usually a shift in the energy, or almost incoming insight or information. I want to read from the book for this card before we go in and unpack the message a little bit more. This is the Work Your Light Oracle cards from Rebecca Campbell. And the message is: some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that your soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred. But only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Initiations, like rites of passage, mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is through the seeming hardship that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you are in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it, and one day soon you will bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. You are going somewhere sacred. It will be worth it, and you're closer than you think. I think maybe we needed that encouragement, that confirmation. I certainly did. I'm hearing the airplanes and helicopters again. So what stood out for me was that there's this area of darkness here before the threshold is crossed, and I guess that is where we are at in the world right now. So externally, things can be very dark. I know where we are. There is a lot of socio-economic instability, a lot of financial instability, a lot of frustration and hopelessness and anger and grief, because the external circumstances have become really, really difficult. And this is all for change. It's almost as if a lot of this has been there all the time. It might have worsened over time, but it's been there for a long time, and it's just being revealed right now, uncovered, realized. And so because there is so much of it, it can cause a lot of emotional turmoil, mental turmoil and conflict. And it can be really debilitating, really paralyzing when you have all these physical, external circumstances to deal with, and it affects your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. But this is an initiation, because if I think it's sort of a human program that we don't always appreciate what we have until we faced hardship and struggle and loss, because we become accustomed to things, whether it's painful or something beautiful. We become accustomed to it and either take it for granted, or we just get comfortable with it, even if it's something that is not good for us. And because there's so much upheaval, there's so much that needs to change, it can be really difficult, and it can cause this darkness within. And often the darkness within is a lot more difficult to transcend than the darkness on the outside. And once we transcend the darkness on the inside, we can transcend the darkness on the outside. So I hope this is a little bit of encouragement that I guess it's darkest before the dawn saying, the more difficult it gets, the closer you are to your breakthrough, reaching that new state of being or that new place in the world that you need to be. And you will know if you have been doing the soul work. And I think that's something else to highlight, is that often we can get caught up in what we need to do externally in our lives and in the world. Whereas this is a time where a lot of what needs to shift, what needs to change is internal and not external. And our soul is always guiding us. We will always be guided towards the light. But for us to be, when we reach that place, for us to not recreate this darkness, there's a cleansing that needs to happen. And it's really been feeling like trial by fire in this last little while. And fire is something that, when applied to something else, it changes its state of matter. It changes it into something else, but it purifies it. If we think about food, if you apply heat to it, it almost makes it better for us, or easier for us to consume it. Let's see what we have on the bottom of the deck here before we pull some more cards. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Our ascension journey, I think when we start off on your spiritual awakening and your healing journey, you almost feel like, I need to get to a certain point. It might, it's easy to say take a break, especially when things are so difficult for such a long period of time. We become exhausted and you cannot function at your best. You cannot connect to your higher self and spirit. You often can't make the right choices, and you can end up taking action and doing things that are going to be counterproductive. But it's not always that easy. Um, Sometimes it's absolutely necessary to just let go of control and let spirit um, guide things and unfold things in the way that it should. But sometimes it feels completely impossible when the pressures of obligation and responsibility and just surviving um, is pushing you to act and do. And I feel like often on our healing journey, we can feel like we continuously need to heal. And we get stuck in that loop. But also, especially when you start out on your healing journey, you think if I do X, Y, Z, I'll get to that point and everything will be good. It is not. It's not a season. It's not a place that you reach and that's it. It's a continuous journey, so it's okay to stop and take a break. Stop and give yourself what you need. And everything in the world, in the universe, is about balance. If you are exposed to too much negativity, if you are working too much and not playing enough, if you are doing too much of the things that you have to do and don't want to do, and not enough of the things that make you happy and make you feel joyful, and giving yourself what you need emotionally, mentally, physically, you're going to break down. So it is a good idea to find ways to give yourself that replenishment, that nourishment, that comfort so that you can keep going. But I also feel like with the message that I started out with, where there was this urge to do something specific and to get it done, it's something that has to be done. I feel like if that is the case, maybe it's a work project or moving or I don't know, anything really. A conversation that needs to be had, starting that vegetable garden, whatever it is, it can be something small or something big. I almost feel like once you do that, you can take a break. Or you are very close to getting to the point where you need to be, where things changes for the better so that you can take a break. I did want to pull some more cards. I wanted to pull tarot, but I actually just want to pull another oracle card because this reading has gone on for a while. I think we all need some inspiration and motivation, so let's pull a card to see what is it that we can look forward to. When it gets really dark, it's hard to even find something positive to look forward to. So what is it that we can look forward to? What could be lying ahead for us? What is it that we can look forward to? This is coming out in reverse, and in this deck I wouldn't take reversals, but I feel like that's exactly what we need to do. If you've been feeling stuck for a really long time, I feel like you're reaching the end of the rainbow. That things are going to get unstuck, things are going to start moving forward. And I'm getting something about a car. For someone it might be a truck, some sort of SUV type car. Someone might be getting a car, but generally I feel like things are becoming unstuck. And obviously this is a collective reading, so that's not going to resonate for everyone, but things are definitely going to move forward where they haven't been moving forward, and you're going to see the treasure at the end of the rainbow, whatever that is for you. So the guidance for this message is to take a break, or that you will soon be able to take a break, and that this dark period is going to end. And all of this happens for a reason, to initiate us and prepare us, so that we can be what we need to be, and fully able to appreciate and enjoy the place that we are going, whether that is collectively or individually in our lives. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe, like or comment. That really helps for me to continue putting messages out on this channel. You can also follow me on my other social media platforms. Check below in the description box for any more details. I do occasionally offer personal readings, so if that's something that you would be interested in, the details will be below. And I'll see you again in another video.